Hey, from the benefit of hindsight, where I'm sitting now, of course it was not the right decision. It was the wrong decision, period. There's no excuse for that.
Just a heartbreaking admission out of Texas this morning as police addressed angry crowds demanding to know why children were left inside the school with a shooter for more than an hour. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here on this Friday. For KREM 2 News at 4, I'm Whitney Ward. The Texas Department of Public Safety held that press conference this morning to provide an update on that deadly shooting at Robb Elementary School earlier this week. Now, after confirming yesterday that police waited to take action outside the school, parents and community members wanted to know why nothing was done for more than an hour. DPS Director Stephen McGraw admitted during a very tense moment today that in hindsight, they should have entered the school earlier. He said the commander, though, believed the situation had turned into a barricaded suspect instead of an active shooter, thinking that children were not at risk. Cheryl Mercedes breaks down the timeline tonight, minute by minute.
Surveillance video from Robb Elementary School, investigators say, show the terror that unfolded. Texas DPS Director Colonel Stephen McGraw says at 11:27 a.m., a camera shows a teacher standing at a door that was propped open. That was just 1 minute before the suspect crashed into a ditch near the school.
The teacher runs to the room 132 to retrieve a phone, and that same teacher walks back to the exit door, and door remains propped open.
At 11:30, someone called 911 to report there was a crash and a man with a gun. McGraw says a school district officer responded.
Sped to what he thought was the man with a gun to the back of the school, what turned out to be a teacher and not the suspect.
At 11:31, the suspect reached the last row of cars in the school parking lot and began shooting outside of the school. At 11:33, the suspect entered the building through the unlocked door and went into a set of connected classrooms.
He shot more than 100 rounds based on the audio evidence at that time, at least 100 rounds.
2 minutes later, 3 Uvalde police officers entered the building.
Went directly to the door, and 2 received grazing wounds at that time from the suspect while the door was closed.
From 11:37 to 11:44, DPS says the shooter continued firing rounds in the classroom. At 11:51, a police sergeant and U.S. Border Patrol agents arrived. 12 minutes later, more officers entered the hall.
And there were as many as 19 officers at that time in that hallway.
At 12:15, Border Tactical Team members arrived. At 12:21, the suspect fired at the door. Officers moved down the hallway. And nearly 30 minutes later, officers breached a classroom door with keys they got from the janitor and killed the suspect.
And if you would like more information on how to help the survivors of that Texas school shooting, you can just text the word HELP to 509-448-2000 and we'll send a link right to your phone for more information. In other news today, the NRA convention is today in Houston, just days after that deadly shooting. All week, people have been calling on the organization to cancel the convention or at least move it out of the state. It did take place today, regardless, though, with no shortage of gun violence protesters in response. According to our station in Houston, Texas, protesters started showing up well before the first planned protest, which was at 10 a.m. And a number of others followed then as the day went on. They shouted at the NRA convention attendees, some of whom shouted back.
With all the shootings, this one in Uvalde just hit us really hard. We have 13 grandchildren between us, and we can't imagine.
Not all protesters are necessarily on the same page. Some are anti-NRA, others are anti-gun, others don't oppose guns at all. They just want stricter laws to regulate them. In other news, the man accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend and then dumping her body appeared in a Grant County courtroom this afternoon. Moses Lake police say 28-year-old Juan Gastelum killed Yanira Cedillos, a mother of 3, on the night she was celebrating her 30th birthday. Gastelum is also now charged with rape, according to court documents. Police found pictures on his phone of he sexually assaulting her for hours while she was either unconscious or dead. Police believe they did find her body in a remote area of Walla Walla County. That was earlier this month. Her family laid her to rest just days ago. Cedillos' sister, Lanny, says the crime will never make sense.
What did he get out of it? He didn't get out of nothing. He ruined our lives, took my sister's lives, ruined his life, his kids' lives. It just doesn't, I can't comprehend or process like why anybody would do such a thing.
A judge kept Gastelum's bond at $1 million. KREM 2 was the only station in that courtroom today. Coming up at 5 tonight, KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk shows us more of the disturbing details found in those court documents and how her family is responding. Well, as we move into Memorial Day weekend, we are also hitting one of the busiest travel times of the year. And if you're planning on getting out of town this weekend, we're here to tell you everything you need to know, from the best times to leave to how much it's going to cost to get you wherever you're going. WashDOT says peak travel times to avoid are up until about 7 o'clock tonight. That's if you're traveling eastbound. On Monday, if you're traveling westbound, then the peak travel times are from 9 in the morning all the way until 8 in the evening. Now, another thing to keep in mind, of course, is gas prices right now. In Washington state, the average price is $5.21 a gallon. That's 60 cents more than the national average. In Idaho, the current price is about $4.70. But what about Spokane specifically? Well, right now we are just under $5 with the average gas price at $4.90. So definitely going to be a pricey travel weekend. But we do want to check in with our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo. He's outside in our outdoor weather center right now. The rain was falling earlier. I know people are headed outside. Traditionally, they like to go camping or do outdoors things. So we're hoping that it's not just going to be a complete washout this weekend.
Not a complete wash, but yes, we do have the chance of showers each and every day, Whitney. It's just kind of the nature of the beast as we head into the weekend. Right now, I'm catching a little bit of sunshine overhead and temperatures hanging out in the mid-60s. We're at 64 here in town, and believe it or not, we only recorded about 1/10 of an inch of rain officially. You head to the South Hill, it's a different story. Lots of ponding on the road with some very heavy rain coming down a bit earlier. Still picking up some of those scattered showers on the radar, but notice a bulk of the convection, or lightning and thunder, in parts of the Idaho Panhandle. We're going to watch that continue to kind of progress its way off to the east and the north. We're going to clear out and stay pretty dry through the first half of the day tomorrow. This is Saturday morning, and watch, not until Saturday in the afternoon do we see a chance of showers, and they're kind of lighter as that one moves through. Sunday's the one where we're going to see more widespread showers take over much of the region, but here's how it goes. Clouds stick around overnight. We fall back into the 40s, but it's the upper 40s this time. And by tomorrow afternoon, we're looking at temperatures climbing as wind finally dies down. We're going to watch wind gusts die down as the sun goes down tonight and over the weekend. 60 on Saturday, Sunday, just a slight bit warmer, but more widespread showers.
You can definitely hear the wind out there, Jeremy. Thank you very much. All right, still to come tonight, it is the end of Honor Flight Week here at KREM 2, and to wrap up the whole experience, we're taking a look at one of the most emotional parts of the entire trip. That and more when we come right back. Plus, but wildfire season still posing a threat, and it's almost here. At 4:30 tonight, we're taking a deeper look at how to get ready